Welcome to A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students, Lesson 186. Salvation of the world depends on me. No pressure, guys. The salvation of the world depends on me. Here's the statement that will one day take all arrogance away from every mind. I'm going to pause and say, I said that jokingly, but truly, literally, the fact that the salvation of the world depends on me is no pressure, because it's not about doing or acting or forcing or controlling or fixing. It's about being your true self, and nothing is more simple, pleasant, or natural than this. Here is the thought of true humility, which holds no function as your own, but that which has been given you. It offers your acceptance of a part assigned to you without insisting on another role. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm really taking that to heart. There are times in my own life where I wish this was that or here was there, and Spirit has to remind me, just be here. Be right here. It does not judge your proper role, but acknowledges the will of God is done on earth as well as heaven. It unites all wills on earth in heaven's plan to save the world, restoring it to heaven's peace. Let us not fight our function. We did not establish it. It is not our idea. The means are given us by which it will be perfectly accomplished. All that we are asked to do is to accept our part in genuine humility and not deny with self-deceiving arrogance that we are worthy. Wow. I'm going to read that again. And not deny with self-deceiving arrogance that we are worthy. See, the world teaches the opposite, that it's being self-deprecating and thinking lowly of yourself is humility. And in A Course in Miracles, we learn that that is self-deceiving arrogance. Who are you, beautiful child of God, to say that you're not worthy? To say that is a lie. What is given us to do, we have the strength to do. Our minds are suited perfectly to take the part assigned to us by one who knows us well. Today's idea may seem quite sobering until you see its meaning. All it says is that your Father still remembers you and offers you the perfect trust he holds in you who are his son. It does not ask that you be different in any way from what you are. What could humility request but this? And what could arrogance deny but this? Today we will not shrink from our assignment on the specious grounds that modesty is outraged. It is pride that would deny the call for God himself. All false humility we lay aside today, that we may listen to God's voice, reveal to us what he would have us do. We do not doubt our adequacy for the function he will offer us. I'm going to pause and say, that is humility. That is trust. That is saying, of course, we don't need to doubt our adequacy for the function that he will offer us. That is simply trusting God. We will be certain only that he knows our strengths, our wisdom, and our holiness. And if he deems us worthy, so we are. It is but arrogance that judges otherwise. There is one way, and only one, to be released from the imprisonment your plan to prove the false is true has brought to you. Accept the plan you did not make instead. Judge not your value to it. If God's voice assures you that salvation needs your part and that the whole depends on you, be sure that it is so. The arrogant must cling to words, afraid to go beyond them to experience which might affront their stance. Yet are the humble free to hear the voice which tells them what they are and what to do. Arrogance makes an image of yourself that is not real. It is this image which quails and retreats in terror as the voice for God assures you that you have the strength, the wisdom, and the holiness to go beyond all images. You are not weak, as is the image of yourself. You are not ignorant and helpless. Sin cannot tarnish the truth in you, and misery can come not near the holy home of God. All this, the voice for God, relates to you. And as he speaks, the image trembles and seeks to attack the threat it does not know, sensing its basis crumble. Let it go. I'm going to pause and say, let it go are some of the most holy words that have ever been spoken. Salvation of the world depends on you and not upon this little pile of dust. What can it tell the Holy Son of God? Why need he be concerned with it at all? Wow. So many things that we think are us is nothing but a pile of dust. All the vain imaginings of the world, all the false attributes that we have applied to God or to ourselves, but a pile of dust. And so we find our peace. We will accept the function God has given us, for all illusions rest upon the weird belief that we can make another for ourselves. Our self-made roles are shifting, and they seem to change from mourner to ecstatic bliss of love and loving. We can laugh or weep and greet the day with welcome or with tears. Our very being seems to change as we experience 1,000 shifts in mood, and our emotions raise us high indeed or dash us to the ground in hopelessness. I'm going to pause and say, I don't feel that A Course in Miracles is telling us that emotions are in and of themselves bad, but when we see ourselves as those emotions and are controlled by them and lose focus of the truth, that we can transcend beyond that and experience these emotions, experience thoughts, but not be the thought or the emotion, and not get so caught up in them that they're controlling us. Is this the Son of God? Could he create such instability and call it Son? He who is changeless shares his attributes with his creation. All the images his Son appears to make have no effect on what he is. They blow across his mind like windswept leaves that form a patterning an instant, break apart to group again and scamper off, or like mirages seen above a desert rising from the dust. These unsubstantial images will go and leave your mind unclouded and serene when you accept the function given you. The images you make give rise to but conflicting goals, impermanent and vague, uncertain and ambiguous. Who could be constant in his efforts or direct his energies and concentrated drive towards goals like these? The functions which the world esteems are so uncertain that they change 10 times an hour at their most secure. What hope of gain can rest on goals like this? In lovely contrast, certain as the sun's return each morning to dispel the night, your truly given function stands out clear and wholly unambiguous. There is no doubt of its validity. It comes from one who knows no error, and his voice is certain of its messages. They will not change nor be in conflict. All of them point to one goal, and one you can attain. I'm going to repeat that sentence. It's so powerful. All of them point, and this is speaking of his voice, his truth. All of them point to one goal, and one you can attain. Because the fleeting dreams of the world, they're so fleeting and fickle that if you pin your hopes on them, you will be disappointed. All of them point to one goal and one you can attain. Your plan may be impossible, but God's can never fail because he is its source. Do as God's voice directs, and if it asks a thing of you which seems impossible, remember who it is that asks and who would make denial. Then consider this, which is more likely to be right, the voice that speaks for the creator of all things, who knows all things exactly as they are, or a distorted image of yourself, confused, bewildered, inconsistent, and unsure of everything. Let not its voice direct you. I'll pause and say, with any decision, any important decision I have to make throughout the day, I always pause and ask Spirit to enlighten my mind, and I always get guidance. And when I follow it, things work out. Sometimes not in the way I would have guessed, but more beautifully and more smoothly than what my ego is going to direct me to do. Let not its voice direct you. Hear instead a certain voice which tells you of a function given you by your Creator who remembers you and urges that you now remember him. His gentle voice is calling from the known to the unknowing. He would comfort you, although he knows no sorrow. He would make a restitution, though he is complete, a gift to you, although he knows that you have everything already. He has thoughts which answer every need his Son perceives, although he sees them not. So I'll pause and say, in A Course in Miracles, we learn that we are already whole and complete, but the Spirit will help us step into that awareness, because it is our awareness that is incomplete. For love must give, and what is given in his name. Oh, I'm going to pause and say, that doesn't quite feel right to me say that our awareness is incomplete. Even our awareness is whole. I like the metaphor the workbook for students uses, which is the sun is always there, even if clouds are obscuring its view. But the clouds are not you. You are the light that lies beyond. He has thoughts which answer every need his son perceives, although he sees them not. For love must give, and what is given in his name takes on the form most useful in a world of form. These are the forms which never can deceive, because they come from formlessness itself. Forgiveness is an earthly form of love, which as it is in heaven has no form. Yet what is needed here is given here as it is needed. In this form you can fulfill your function even here, although what love will mean to you when formlessness has been restored to you is greater still. Salvation of the world depends on you who can forgive. Wow. I'm going to repeat that. Salvation of the world depends on you who can forgive. Wow. Such is your function here. Thank you, my love, for being here. Thank you for bringing your love and your light and your awareness to these lessons. May you be greatly blessed today as you sit with this. Salvation of the world depends on me. And let that be a statement of love, of gentleness, of peace. Because you are that gift. That is you already. I will see you tomorrow for lesson 187.